Hey there, it's been I think about 2 weeks since I posted my last video, and after having posted almost a video daily or every other day, this seemed a little bit strange to me, and I kind of missed doing my video editing and just talking about the news. But some things have been going on in my life, and I just didn't have time for this, less time for gaming, let alone time for doing video editing and all that stuff. So now I just found a little bit of a time, and I thought I'm gonna just make a new video. And this is Watch Dogs. Yes, I'm still playing Watch Dogs. I have finished the campaign a little while ago, and I just finally realized that I should probably finish all the side missions because they're so much fun, especially those stealth missions here, where you can go into the gang hideout, stake out the ones that you have to take down, and then find them and take them down and then escape. I love those. I love stealth games in general. They're just a lot of fun. So what I'm trying to do here is to take out everyone in stealth mode and trying not to shoot anyone, trying to get by them seeing me. I'm not quite successful without them really seeing me, but I'm able to do this mission basically 99% in stealth, which was a lot of fun, and you can see what happens here. But while we're watching this, I just wanted to talk about a little bit what's new since I posted my last video. So Battlefield Hardline is new, but I've already mentioned that in another video. But it's, we had E3 and we saw a lot more about Battlefield Hardline, and now we have the beta out, but unfortunately not for us Xbox gamers, so we have to wait. But I'm not too upset about it because so many times PlayStation players were left out and we had access. So I think they're just trying to mix it up a bit and give a chance to both consoles. And a lot of times the PC gamers have to wait too, and they just got access to the beta too, and that's all good and fine with me because I still have plenty to play. And sometimes when you play the beta a lot, you get like disappointed without a reason because it's just a beta, and maybe it's good to just actually get to play the game when it's done. But then on the other hand, they have mentioned that there will be a beta for the Xbox eventually, but it's not going to happen until like fall, until like shortly before the game actually comes out. And the beta for the Xbox gamers will be a little bit different than the beta that's out right now. So, maybe we do have a little bit of something exclusive that the PlayStation players or gamers and the PC gamers won't have. We will see. And what else is new? There are 3 amazing games coming out that I did not expect at all, and I was completely blown off my socks when I heard about it. The first one is Far Cry 4. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that I'm a huge Far Cry fan. I've played all Far Cry games that are available, that are out. I have played the very first one, I've played the last one, I've played the ones in between. I love Far Cry. Far Cry is just amazing because it's an open world, because it's adventure, it's got beautiful nature, you're on the tropical islands most of the time. There's animals you can hunt. Not that I'm into killing animals, but it's a game, and it's just fun. It's just the beauty. It's like an escape. It's like going on vacation to me, and dealing with bad guys and taking them out. It's just a lot of fun. And now we're gonna have an elephant that we can use as a weapon, which is kind of crazy because when I saw the trailer and I saw the elephant storming into an enemy camp and then got shot at, I kind of felt like so bad about it because I never would do this in real life. I would never want to have such a lovely animal like an elephant get shot at, and I made that happen. It's all because of me. So I felt, I don't know. I always feel like in those games, it feels so realistic that when you're like a person that's mentally sane, it never feels okay for you to, for example, shoot a civilian drive over a human being with your car, to shoot an animal, it just feels wrong. That's just me, you know. I know some people, they have no problem with that, but I don't know. I sometimes question if those people are really completely mentally sane. But anyway, back to those three games that I want to mention. So the next game that I'm extremely excited about, and the announcement totally surprised me, is Homefront: The Revolution. The first Homefront was just an amazing game. Yes, the single player was a bit short, but it was actually a great story and it played really well. But the multiplayer was amazing. The multiplayer was a lot like Battlefield, and it just played extremely well. And this multiplayer was still active like a year, 2, 3 after the game came out. I don't know if it's still active now, but it was so popular because it was just so much fun. All the vehicles they had in and all the different guns, the maps were amazing. There was just no problems with this, no issues with that multiplayer, and that's why it was so popular. And I don't know, they haven't really mentioned a multiplayer yet in this Homefront, so I hope they're going to do another multiplayer because they seem to know what they're doing. I'm totally excited about Homefront. And this Homefront, compared to the other one, is going to be open world, which makes it even more amazing and exciting. I just hope that that game studio has experience with open world games and is not going to mess that up. But I'm excited either way. The next game that I wanted to mention, or the final one of the three that I wanted to mention, is Rainbow Six Siege. I actually had Rainbow Six Patriots on my wish list for quite some time on Amazon, and now I just found out that there is not going to be a Rainbow Six Patriots. Instead, we're going to have Rainbow Six Siege. And I don't know if Rainbow Six Patriots was the same game and they just renamed it, or if there are two completely different games. But what they're basically saying is they had to scratch the Patriots games because it wasn't for next gen. So I cannot imagine that they put like a ton of work in it and almost had it like 3/4 done and now just scratch it. So maybe they just kind of like dumped some of the files and just kind of used them for Siege. I mean, who knows? But Siege looks really, really, really good. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is that it's going to be something that you can only play online. And I'm more into single players with those like stealthy games. I don't really like, you know, to play those games with other people. Whenever I try, they just kind of like, you know, clown around the whole time. They're not supportive. They're not team players, and they kind of make your experience a lot of times miserable. So when a lot of times in those kind of games, when I play multiplayers, I cannot really enjoy myself because I want to play this game the way it's supposed to be played, and a lot of times other people just don't, and then you kind of like, you know, feel like, what am I doing here? I mean, I would love to play this game this way and they don't, and so I'm not having any fun. So hopefully there's just going to be an amazing single player like all the other Rainbow Sixes, and I will just be able to enjoy that, and then I have a choice if I want to go into the multiplayer or not, but I'm not necessarily forced. But if it's going to be multiplayer only, I probably won't get it right away, maybe later. I don't know, I have to look. I may just wait until the reviews are out and stuff like that, but if it has a single player, I'll definitely get it. So those are the three games that I've just recently added to my wish list. And so many games actually that I had on my 2014 list just got moved to 2015, but those three games are supposed to come out this year still. But you never know, you know, I mean, they may move one or two of those games to 2015. And I'm never upset when they do that, because that just means that their game is going to get even better, because I don't want them to release a game just because they're on a deadline and then the game is like half done and we have a lot of issues, you know, what we've just seen with Battlefield 4, because I think that game also was not quite done yet and that's why we had so many issues. I would have rather just waited another 3-4 months and then got a game that was really working 99%. I mean, no game ever works 100%. We all know that. I mean, there's no such thing as an absolutely perfect game. But there's a thing like an almost perfect game, which we have many of them. I mean, this game, for example, I would say has very, very few flaws, and they're manageable, which, for example, I think the only thing that's a gripe in this game for me are the cars, because the cars are just not as good as in GTA 5. I mean, they look and feel the same in some way, but they are just not handling as well. And that's especially a problem when you try to escape the cops, which are crazy in this game. They're insane. They're mentally insane. I mean, they just, I don't know. Absolutely crazy. So you need to have a good car that has just, handles really well. And I haven't really found one yet. I mean, I've gone from the crazy expensive sports cars to the little tin can. And, some of them drive a little better, but at the end, they all fishtail like crazy when you try to, get away and zigzag around other cars in order to avoid a crash. And it feels like you're driving on ice most of the time. So yeah, that's my only gripe. And I don't think that's a lot, and that's not something I would complain about. And I'm sure if they come out with a Watch Dogs 2, the cars will be much, much better, because I'm sure they're listening to what people have to say. And a lot of people mentioned that the problem with the cars, with the problem with the driving. So yeah, if you have not finished this game yet, don't worry, I'm not gonna blow anything. I'm not going to give anything away. I just want to mention that I did not think that you can get back into the single player once you finish the campaign, because what you experience is that, first of all, once the game is finished, you have no way to get out until all the titles have run through. And that's about a 10-minute deal. So once all the titles have run out or run through, you get to choose continue again. So, like you did before, you choose continue. But what happens then is that you get back to that lost scene again, to that very last scene from the campaign, like you've never played it. So you play the scene again, and then you get titles again. And they're different looking titles, but they're the same titles, they just look different. So you have to sit through those too. So another 10 minutes of titles is running and running and running, unless that was just in my game that it happened like this. Maybe it was a glitch or not, but that's what happened to me. I had to sit through 2 sets of titles for 10 minutes. The first time I was like, I guess I gave up. I actually kind of just went out midway through after 5 minutes of waiting. The second time for the title, I was like, I guess there's just nothing you can do. All you can do is go in and play the last scene of the game, the campaign, over and over again, and you get the titles, and it doesn't let you skip the titles, which that's a big issue for me, and that's very, very annoying. Besides the cars, I said the cars the only issue, but this is something I just remember now. This is something that I think they should have done. They should have made it possible for you to skip the titles, because nobody's going to read all those titles. Even though there's some interesting, things in the titles that you can find out, all the countries that have been involved and the languages and all that stuff. That's interesting, but nobody's going to want to sit through 10 minutes of title. I mean, that's just torture. So all I wanted to tell you, in case you didn't know that, or you already finished the campaign and you thought you can't get back into the single player to finish all the side missions and everything, yes, you can. You just have to be patient. Just sit through all the titles. Go make yourself, a sandwich or some popcorn or something, or sit and watch TV for 10 minutes or do something. Go out and in the fresh air and do a walk around your house or something like that, because it's gonna take at least 10 minutes for that, and it seems like forever. When you actually sit in front of the screen watching it, you feel like it's never gonna go away. But yes, then eventually you can get back into the campaign, and this not into the campaign, but just the single story mode. Or that's what I'm doing right here. This actually is something that I started playing. This is like one of the first missions I played after I finished the campaign, and you can enjoy and you can finish all those side missions, all those little things, which are a lot of fun, and you probably don't want to miss out, because there's some cool things to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time, whenever that is. Take care, have a good day or night. Bye bye.